So, I'm Edie. This is Alex.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself. Yeah, y'all can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Angel.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
This is Owen.
And the questions that were asked were, how should we go about our lives knowing our experiences might be wrong? How do we lead more accurate and more authentic lives? So a point that I made was that we have to, that we we have to actively go about using System 2 instead of passively using System 1 to think about issues in life, and we have to confront our biases to overcome them, just like in a general way.
And a way that we can do that is by constantly finding new information and new sources and learning through new things, and through repetition we can establish those beliefs and perceptions.
And some examples of how important this is to constantly have your System 2 on board is the examples of like the lines with the fins at the end, and also the dress. Your eyes will see what it sees, and there's no way you can change that. But you can force yourself, well, not force yourself, but like you will consciously know with your System 2 when you know that you're wrong, if that makes sense.
I think to add on to that, so when you encounter those situations, you should use more of your System 2 rather than your System 1 when you're in those situations that you know you might be wrong, so that you can make a better decision. But still, most of the time, we still rely on our System 1, and they're mostly accurate when it comes to making decisions. But when there are mistakes, we can, based on our previous experiences, we can make better decisions consciously.
So building off on others' points, I think that there are certain cognitions or perceptions that we may change with System 2 and we are aware of. However, there are certain things, as Angel introduced, for example, the dress, the color, is something that we cannot unsee what we have seen. And in these cases, as Charlie introduced, we have to reinforce that, make sure that our System 1 plays its part and to carry out the accurate information. And by doing this, we go back to Eddie's point that we have to, we can use several ways to improve our System 1 thinking by, probably it's Alex's point, but there are several ways to improve System 1 thinking, such as repetitions, a stable environment, and also lots of practices. And all these practices can be built off by early childhood educations. Thus, it is the key for us to educate our kids in the right way in order for them to get rid of stereotypes and carry out the right intuitions.
And kind of building off of that, one of the things I talked about was from personal experience, obviously coming from a mixed family where my dad's half is black and my mom's half is white. You have two completely different groups of people in my life, and so having both of those perspectives and being able to kind of see the different perspectives on almost anything, it allows you to kind of develop that, I guess, System 2 thinking to where everybody's kind of equal. People just have different ideas. No one's less than another person just because they think different. And I think the faster that we can understand that, the better off we will be as, I guess, like a general population, is kind of understanding that there are two sides to every argument, and kind of to understand that the stereotype isn't because they think less than you, they're less intelligent than you. It's just because they think they have like a different side of the argument.
Okay, great.